following is an audio version of the blog linked in the description. The Neanderthal. The Neanderthal or cave people are not, as most of society believes, one of our evolutionary ancestors. While they evolved in Africa but migrated to Europe, one of our evolutionary ancestors, the Cro-Magnon, were already in Europe. Unlike the Cro-Magnon, who had a slightly bigger brain size of 1600 cubic centimeters, the Neanderthal brain was 1520 cubic centimeters. That said, their brains were bigger than modern humans, whose brain measures between 1300 and 1400 cubic centimeters. But it is theorized that the cold climate they were living in could have influenced the brain size. The reason for this is because studies have shown that the Eskimo have a larger brain size than humans living with modernness that today gives us. Now, since both the Neanderthal and Cro-Magnon were eventually living during an ice age, evolution had to give them a body size that would help them survive. The Cro-Magnon were built strong and tall, average size being 5 feet 9 inches, while the Neanderthal were short and stocky but strong. This stockiness was a benefit for the Neanderthal because that meant that they were able to keep more body heat than the Cro-Magnon. However, their bodies, along with lifestyle, would be the start to their downfall. While the climate changed a lot, the food supply was scarce, and most of the Neanderthal diet consisted of deer, wild boar, and the occasional mammoth. But just hunting was very dangerous activity for them. Reason being, they charged at their prey. If they lost the kill, they would starve until another opportunity arrived, or someone would be killed by the animal they were after. In times of extreme hunger, they would eat the weakest of their own for the greater good of that individual tribe. With this climate change, though, the Cro-Magnon thrived. They, unlike the Neanderthal, would not charge at their prey. Instead, they taught themselves to make spears that, when thrown, would impale the animal. Also, through that, they had a wonderful high-end coordination and began to fish. Even though it was an ice age, the temperatures fluctuated frequently. For this, the Cro-Magnon could adapt. Sadly, though, the Neanderthal could not. Once the Neanderthal became accustomed to a certain lifestyle, the climate change would be so drastic that the life they had worked so hard to get used to was gone, and replaced by completely different plants and animals. With two types of hominids living in the same place at the same time for 10,000 years, they are bound to cross paths. We don't know what happened when this did happen. There have been theories that the Neanderthal would spy on these new creatures and try to adapt what they were seeing in their life, or that the Cro-Magnon killed them off. But currently, studies have shown that there was a missing meeting of the minds because of artifacts found at Cro-Magnon and among the Neanderthal, of which the Neanderthal did not have the technology or knowledge to make. There also have been theories with DNA proof the Neanderthal might just have interbred with the Cro-Magnon. So the Neanderthal might not be extinct. For all we might have a little Neanderthal in all of us.